What up, my friends? Welcome to the Christmas sale to number 2. We're here. This is the classic quad shop today, and the ones that we had left over from the last stream, they're going to be up for grabs as well. So if you want to go back, look at the other stream, you'll see at the very end of the video what's up. We have Catalyst Machine Works America and quite a few other quads. So today we're going to start out with some new ones. First of all, how's everybody doing? How was your week? It's Friday. Hopefully it's not raining, snowing, tornadoes. It's been crazy this week. It's been super crazy. So I want to say hi to all the regulars, Z Monster. And if you ordered something last week, it's probably just about to your doorstep. I've got a couple tracking numbers for a couple of you guys out there. Cool. I'm glad you got the goggles, bro. You know, it's things like that I have here that just sit around. And I have awesome stuff, but it needs to be with somebody who's enjoying it. I mean, like quad like this, super dope, CADX Vista, miniature ripper. So the first thing that we have today, let's go ahead and get right into it. The first quad up for grabs is going to be the Emax Hawk 5. Okay. This is a 5-inch. It has a 20 by 20 flight controller. And yeah, this is the first of the loot today. And the way you buy this, if you want to buy it, there's a email address down there below, and it's corekiteboarding@yahoo.com. And when you send money, I said this last week, and nobody seemed to get the memo. When they pay me, a lot of you guys pay me with fees, and so when I get 15 sales at the end of the day, the fees add up to over $100. So if you would kindly pay me like the friends and family way, it'll avoid the fees. Otherwise, you can make up for the fees and pay more, cover the fee. There's a thing on Google. If you Google PayPal calculator, if you want to pay the fees, but I don't want to pay the fees, so if you want to, that's cool. Yeah, this quad is in good condition. There's nothing wrong with this. It also has a sort of textured frame. Emax did these really cool red inlays, that kind of graphic inlay. You can see that. That's pretty cool. And these are the Scimitar 5-inch props. You got some beef on the end of those. I did fly the crap out of this one, but there's no scratches on the carbon, no dents. Battery mounts at the very bottom. And this is the one where they stopped using the Emax cameras. So everybody complained about those, and they started using CADX. So this one has a CADX on here. It might be a Ratel. That's one of my favorite. Yeah, I have a lot of air units. I have a pretty good stockpile of V1 air units. So going into the future, this is going to be cool because this is a place you can come where the stuff you can't get anymore, you're going to be able to get it from me, which is crazy because I've been doing this since 2014. I even have quads as far back as early Sharpoo freestyle rigs from Luminaire. This is an example. I mean, this could go in a drone museum. This has a Luminaire flight controller. Still has separate ESCs, 30x30, and this is a Stretch X. It even has racecraft props. So I want to talk about classic quad shop today. This is it right here. And Luminaire motors. This one's not for sale. This one's kind of just hangs out on my desk because it's a freaking beautiful quad. I love the flat body, unibody on the bottom. See that? They don't make quads quite this simple anymore. This is 4 standoffs, or at least a top plate. That was a trend for a long time. We got a carbon GoPro couch as well. And I noticed the other day when I was looking at this, it has a D4R2 on here, if you guys remember that one. That one was popular before the XM Plus. And you had to have a dongle stuck into it to make it not PPM. So to make it S-Bus, you had to put a dongle in there and cut off a couple of the pins. And that would activate S-Bus. That was the early days before the XM Plus. Still got the antenna sticking off the top. That's a cool quad. And that quad rips. You could take that out right now and rip it on 6S. Thank you, Shadow Ups. So I had one on hold, and it was a Nazco 5 pack from last week, and I'm trying to find the side plate that mounts to the camera. It's a carbon frame. It's in my studio somewhere. If you have a big shop, you know how that goes. So this is a democracy. So what do you guys think about price on the Emax Hawk 5? This is with the Eco motors, and these are 2207. I can't tell the KV. They made the KV so small. What's up, Robert? Welcome, Flexo. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate any donations today. Tips are always welcome, for sure. That's a way you keep YouTubers streaming in online, making videos. You guys support the channel. Yeah, the Ecos are good motors. So, what do you guys think? What should we price the Hawk 5 at? I'll go ahead and throw another one in here. It seems like no one's throwing a price out there for the Hawk 5. The next one I'm going to put up there is a 2.5 inch, very special quad to me. You can see this hat I'm wearing, Racer X. He doesn't really do his thing anymore. And this one comes with the original DJI camera in such a small frame. Super dope. So CADX Vista. Got really nice beta FPV motors. I want to say these are 1404 flat bottom series. Really nice carbon frame with a little mini run cam strap. XT30. It has a spot up front with a receiver. It's a TPU mount. And it's got a cherry antenna sticking out the back. Boom. But this quad will go up now. Let's put this on the list, the sale list for today. Christmas stream number 2. Classic quad shop. So this is a beta FPV. This is like a Night 2.5. And that's a Racer X. that is a super awesome quad. Yeah, I got more 5-inch quads over here. I got a whole pile of them. So we're going to go through some of these today. I'm going to put them in this list over there. Just get that out of the way a little bit. Yeah, the Emacs, let's look that up. It's an Emacs USA website. Let's see. Ego Motors. R5. So PMP is $199. So this is a sport one. There's two versions. There's a Pro and a Sport. The Pro has LEDs on the bottom of the motors, and this is a little bit less. So I think a good price for that one's $150. $150 shipped. So we'll say $150 on that one. Let me just put that right on the screen so you guys know. And it's free shipping in the US. And last week, someone gave me an address, but they didn't give me shipping outside the country. So I ended up paying like $30. Somebody in Canada. So somebody owes me some money. If you're outside the country, let me know. We can make up the shipping difference. Okay. So these might be 1700 kV. So it's a 6S quad, which is super nice. So $150 for a 5-inch that can run 6S. You can PayPal to my email below, right down there. So that one's up. Someone else was asking for a hdlrc Dolphin. Okay, I'm gonna put this one up. Now this may be a 6S. We have to check the KV. Sometimes they print the KV so small. These are 1507 motors. Looks like 3500 kV. Man, it's hard to see. This one will become PMP, by the way, no receiver. So let's add that one to the list. I know somebody wanted that one. Okay. All right. All right, looks like we got some PayPal came in. Let's see who that was. Could try to hook up a secondary camera here. See if I could okay. Eric Rogers. I got you, bro. Eric, I just want to make sure that your shipping address is right. Looks like Boise, Idaho. And you definitely want to confirm that with me when you send me money. Okay, Mr. Rogers. I like that. That's what I'm going to call you from now on, Mr. Rogers. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's the first for today. Super chill stream, just hanging out. I got a box of goodies here. Mr. Rogers. All right. Okay. That's your address? That's cool. I got it. I'll ship that out on Monday. Maybe today if I'm crazy. All right. Yeah, it's a good drone. This Knight 2.5 is also badass. Okay. Appreciate that, Eric. All right. And no fees, guys. I see a $5 fee on that, Eric. You guys are popping me with these fees. I appreciate the sale, but I hate the fees. Super cringe. All right. Okay. Now the Emax 5 is gone. The Hawk 5 is gone, but I want to add another 5-inch here. Let me grab a 5-inch for you. You guys want to see a 5-inch? You want a Cinewhoop or a 5-inch? What's the consensus? Let's see a vote. We got 40 people in the stream. Let's see a vote real quick. Cinewhoop or a 5-inch? What do you want to see? Added next. I got a really sick 5-inch. Eric, thank you, bro. These fees eat me up, man. Alright, driver says a 5. I got 5 right in my hand. And this is a sick 5 right here. 4-bolt top plate release. Analog. Check out the body on this thing. This is kind of a mini stretch, and it has a design where the front is more narrow than the back, so this is supposed to be a good fast quad. Turns super nimble, and this is a Hobbymate quad, freestyle or racing. Has everything built into it. And this is a CADX camera on here, so this is a good one. And the motors are 2207, 2250 kV, so it should be a 6S quad. Another 6-inch banger. And this was in mint condition. Not a scratch on this. Beautiful carbon frame, replaceable arms. Looks like super thick freestyle arms. So this one's probably 5 to 6 mil on the arms. It's got motor bumpers here. These saved me on the Catalyst Machine Works crash that I had with the Doppelbanger the other day. This part kind of broke off half the carbon, but saved the arm. So that's what that little design's for. It's kind of a classic motor saver. That'll keep you from breaking your bell. You just take a little carbon out there, because something's got to bounce when it hits. It's got to have some shock. That's what that does. It's pretty cool. Shadow, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Merry Christmas, bro. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. I'll get that one off to you as quick as I can, bro. So this one's a Hobbymate. Let me look the name of this one up. It's a gorgeous freestyle quad. I also have a Cinewhoop here, 3-inch. And I believe it's an analog one. So we get a lot of analog stuff today. If you guys are into that. Okay. Now Hobbymate still has a website. They're still selling stuff. Oh, there it is. There's the quad. Let's see. That night, by the way, this is a 3-inch, not 2.5. And that one goes for retail $359. So I'm gonna put 210 on that quad. That's a DJI. It's a 3-inch HD, and that will be 215. 215 on the quad. It's a sick quad. Okay, so we have one HD. We also have the Hobbymate 5-inch analog. This is fun, right? Let's see. Let's see, new arrivals. I'm looking this up on their website. Maybe I can find this somewhere else. So this one was called the Comet 5-inch. It takes a few seconds to figure stuff out on Google, thank God. This is the VX220. So I'm gonna make you a sick deal on that one. I'm gonna do 150. It's a Comet 5-inch. So it'll be 150 shipped. If you want to grab something, PayPal me, and I'll see it come in. Okay. So you got 2 quads. Let's add the Cinewoop in the mix here. It's like Santa's grab bag here. All right. So next up, we get an iFlight quad here. Just gonna check condition. I know I broke one of these frames. This one's not broke. You can do a bottom mount battery, or you can do a top mount. You can also fly a GoPro. This one has a CADX Rotel in here. It's analog. And this will come PMP. So add your own receiver. This is called the Bumblebee, I think. Wasn't it? Any hex? Good question. I don't think so today. But this one has really nice Zing motors. Check this out. Those are those really pretty rounded bell ones with like the graphics on the side. I can look this quad up and give you the specs. But this is a closed up 3-inch Cinewoop that's pretty much indestructible. You can mount a GoPro on the front or the back. You can do 2. So let's carry 2 GoPros. What's up, OGK? OGK, your quad is in the mail. Just the USPS receipts in my jacket pocket at my other house. So that's why you don't have it yet. I'm a one-man band, bro. Like Bot Grinder over here. Yeah, we do it all ourselves. So, apologies. But always have your back, bro. Always. And I sent you I think I sent you some goodies. If you get something else, I'll send you some random swag. And most of these that go out, I'll add on some extra props or something like that. How loud is it? Casey, I don't know, man. You fly in them all? It's fine. Karens love it. It's got foam bumpers. Hit it, Mercury. All right. Let's look up the specs on this quad. iFlight. I love the iFlight stuff. I love it all. All right. The fixer rubber that we sold last week too, the Nazgul Evoke with the CADX. Said I would throw one in, but I gotta find one. So that one's on hold for now until I find you a CADX Vista. I'm basically giving you that for free. So sorry about the wait on that. I have a brand new Wasp, but you're not getting that. I gotta save that for a sick build we have coming up on the channel. But I will get you a Vista. Let's see. Cinewhoop. Search. All I see is ProTech. Alright. I'm just gonna Google it. There it is. Get FP has like all the old stock, but out of stock. They still have it up on their webpage, I guess, for Google. So you'll hit up their website. So this has 40 amp ESCs, 1408 motors, 3600 kV, 2800 for the 6S. I can't tell which one these are. They're not the one in this picture though. I'm gonna go to another page. These are purple ones. I believe this might be a V3. Yeah, V3. Here we go. Drone Cosmo's got it. Oh, just a frame. That's funny. I wonder if Captain Drone knows that Drone Cosmo has his review posted on their product page. I hate when people do that without my permission. Somebody should tell Captain Drone about that. It's messed up. You guys know we work hard. People steal our shit. So I'm pretty sure this is the 6S one, because I usually get 6S. It has terrible printing on here, you can't read it. Okay, so I'm gonna put 150 on this one. And this one, there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, the Green Hornet, cool. I still have that one too. All right, the Bumblebee, 150 for the V3, the sick motors. That is a super sick flying quad. So that one flies somewhere around as good as like the hdlrc Crown. If you go back and watch that review, Bumblebee V3, watch my review. You'll see it freestyles. There's very little tumble in this one. And this will come PMP. No, not bad. I think retail these are $219. So, okay. All right, we're getting some stuff up for grabs now. We got a 5-inch, we got a 3-inch, and we got a Cinewoop. Alright. Hold on 1 second, guys. What's up, dude? So I'm going to add one more thing here. You guys are going to like this one. Alright. So this is a company that always did me right, and they had some super sick frames with color inlays. Not a lot of companies are doing that, but this is the Avant, and this one's built up with some classic Emax 2205s on here. This one's full analog, and it's got our RunCam owl in here. It's a super punky frame. It's a squashed X top mount. So let's add this one to the mix. It looks like a Source one. No, it's super beastie. I flew this one out on Oregon coast. It's got an F4 flight controller and 3-inch freestyle ripper. It's beautiful, yeah. Avant makes really nice quads. I haven't heard from them in a while. Let me just pull up his website. I think he got mad at me a while back. He sent me something that wasn't working, and I think these companies expect me to fix broken stuff. Right. Let's see. I can only put so much time back into something. Like when they send me something that's not working, I'll give it a couple hours. But if it runs into 3 or 4, I gotta ditch it. Because literally spending a whole day working on something, and it's just, I've gone through all the variables and it doesn't still work. Yeah. So this was from a series called the Avio 3-inch. Let me see, there's also another one called the Cyro. It's not that one. But this one has a nice, beautiful frame. I wish the bottom had some blue on it. All right. So that one's going to go up. What should we do on that one? What do you guys think? Is it democracy? Let's see. This is we're gonna do 180 on that one. $250. You can change up the way that the antenna is mounted back here. What I would do is take this 90-degree SMA off, and I would add a actually all I have to do is take this off, and I would run the antenna straight out the back and bend it up. It has a little spot right here for the antenna. So you're gonna come out the back right here and then zip tie it off and just curve it up like that. That's the way we did these quad frames. This one has a kind of a top mount. You can do that, but you could possibly break off the antenna. So I don't like to do it that way. All right, guys, hold up, and I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. Man, I want to fly, but it's so fucking cold outside. It's so cold. I went out to take my daughter to school this morning, and there was ice all over the whole car. So you know what's cool? We got a Christmas gift from China here. Check this out. People's Republic. Check it out. Isn't that cool? A little bow on top. Should we open it up? I think there's some Christmas props in here. I was feeling around on the bag. I feel some props. Hopefully there's nothing naughty in there. Let's open this up. This is from Jim Fan. And I got more Jim Fan in the mail. I got a whole nother box. Like, so many props right now. Okay. Unboxing. Alright. Let's put the camera down. What's in here? This is cool. Ooh, graphics. That's cool. It says something in Chinese on here. It says the tide is coming in. Oh shit. What does that mean, China? Hopefully there is something naughty. A nail file, what the hell? A nail file? Yeah, I guess you could use that in FPV, right? Like, is that how you do that? Alright, what else is in here? There's like a man kit? It's like a manscaping kit? It is, dude. Kinda. Cool. This is cool. Bro, I have Chinese toenail clippers. Check it out. That's rad. You know, I've had quite a lot of correspondence with Chinese companies over the past like 8 years, and they're the only ones to send me Christmas gifts. The domestic companies have never sent me a Christmas gift. No, I take that back. Tower Hobbies once sent me a Christmas gift, but mostly it's the Chinese. They really do try to give us like an end of the year gift. All the streamers. That's really nice. I can't read what it says on there. But I don't know what the rest of the stuff is. Does anybody know what that is? What is that? What is that? Is that a jibber? What is that? You jib stuff with that? And there's another one in here too. They're probably laughing at me right now because they know what all this stuff is. I have no idea what that is either. That's a grabber. Is it jibber and a grabber? Oh, under the nails and cuticles? Is that what that is? Is that like a farm dirt digger? You run on your John Deere all day and you need to take the dirt out of your nails. Oh, there's another sharper end on this side. Oh yeah, that's crazy. We're just turning this into a nail channel. And we got another scooper here. All kinds of tools here. What the hell is this one? I've never seen any of this stuff. It's so weird. This is a nice little kit though. This is another jigger type thing. It has a spring on it. Earwax. Blackhead popper. Dude, you guys know way too much about this stuff. Other than like really shave my head, I don't do much. What the hell is this one? There's a spoon on it. Is that like a heroin spoon? What is that? It's got like a little indentation. It's weird. Is that for like scooping the nose hair clippers? Alright, let's check something else. That's nice. That's a nice kit. Thank you, Jim Fan. Cool. That's pretty sweet. Tweezers too. Oh, these are nice. Those are great for the nose hair. You don't stick yourself in the nose. I like that. Okay. With a little Jim Fan on the outside. That's so cool. I love that. Thank you, Jim Fan. Super cool. Oh, right. We got a card in here too. Gotta open the card. I love this tassel on the side. It's very like Chinese. See that? That's cool. That's awesome. So that's my name here. Thank you, Jim Fan. That's super sweet. Oh, we gotta open the props next. Best wishes for you. Let's see. Is there a check? $5. Oh wow, they wrote this. That's cool. Let's read it. Dear Justin, seems that Christmas time is there once again, and it's time to bring in the new year. We wish you the merriest Christmas to you and your loved ones. We wish you happiness, prosperity in the new year ahead. Team Jim Fam. Super sweet. That's a pretty nice card, right? That's super nice. Now they are a sponsor on the channel, but we don't get paid by them. They just send us swag, send us props to test and fly on all the quads we get. But it's super sweet. I'd like to have a Jim Fan hat, actually. It'd be nice. That's really cool. That's pretty sweet. Alright, let's open up the props. See what we got here. These are Christmas edition 2022 Vanny style. Oh, I can fly Vanny style. Should make them Justin style. Alright. Ooh, there's a lot of them. Stickers. We like stickers. It's a cool little prop bag. Okay. We got some stickers that say Merry Christmas, Jim Fan. Got Santa on there with props. That's pretty cool. Very thoughtful. They put some thought into their gifts. I've had some really nice stuff from Jim Fan. There's Santa on the prop. They're kind of translucent. That's cool. It says Merry Christmas on the prop, so we can mix these up, red and green. That'd be cool. Super fun. Man, these look cool with some light shining through them. Those are rad. It looks like a prop that I would fly to. It has a nice, like, kind of medium cord in the center. A little narrow tip. A little wider at the hub than I like, but they'll be good for freestyle. They'll have a lot of punch. And a prop like this gives you a lot of float. It's like 2 sets. Sweet. So we should get another quad. Okay. Vanny style. It reminds me of like granny style for some reason. That's what I think. Vanny's the man, though. We all know that. Nice little bag. Swag bag. Right. That was super nice. So let's put another quad up there for grabs. Let's see what we got. So how would you guys like an hdlrc quad? This is a 6S 5-inch. So this one's going up for grabs. It has a run cam on here. And a super beastie TPU mount up front. Four bolts on the top plate. Actually 6 with these two. But a really simple, thin design. Replaceable arms. Super nice. We could put 150 on this one. So another good 5-inch deal. There's not a lot of quads out there right now for 150 that are 5-inch. And that one's been lightly flown. Yeah, I think that's a good deal for you guys. I'm gonna try to get some good deals up here again today. Just gonna look on the website, see if I can find the name of that one. Classic quad shop. Okay. So HDLRC has a surprise for you guys coming. By the way, there's something new coming out. Can't tell you what it is, but it's gonna be cool. I know what you guys like. Alright, let's see. This quad's probably not even on their website. I believe this was a Sector 5. One of the original Sector 5s. So we're just gonna put Sector 5 on that. 150. That's an analog. 150. 150. 150. $150. I do too. But Johnny, my problem is I like them all. Crocodile 4 baby. I'm not sure I still have that one. I'd like to see a Croc baby with 03 on it. Wouldn't that be good? I'd like that. Alright, so apparently Bot Grinder today is Boat Grinder. I think he's doing a live stream this morning. Not to bump anybody off the channel, but you should go back and watch that later. He's probably FPVing a boat right now with a captain's hat. He said he's going to quit flying quads and do boating FPV. With the FAA trying to like put license plates on all of our drones, it seems like the thing to do. I know that's kind of a hard pill for all you guys to swallow. Like, it seems like putting a license plate on an RC car. I mean, you could drive an RC car anywhere. You could take one downtown and drive it right now. No one will probably say anything to you. But the second you fly something, it freaks people out. So I do have a rover. I was watching a special on Amazon last week. It was called Oppie, and it's a pretty neat special. It's about the Mars rover. And they sent 2 over, and Oppie made it. It was supposed to last for 3 months, and they were able to drive it around on Mars for almost 15 years. Super cool. So I think we should hook up some TBS crossfire on my rover and like get super high up somewhere and see how far it'll go. Oh, he needed a short break. Yeah, he probably had a safety meeting. It's a violation. What do you mean, Casey? So, yeah, cheap HD. We have HD0 coming down the pipe with a bunch of new releases. So I know manufacturers send me emails on new stuff coming out, and so just a heads up, HD0 is going to be probably cheaper than Walk Snail in the long run, and more of the community might be doing HD0 kind of as a result of like the cheaper price. Walk Snail needs to send us some goggles to try out. A VTX something, but I can't pay $700 for Walk Snail goggles. To review their stuff, can't do that. But I will review them if Walk Snail will send them. So let's put another one up. Micro. I know you guys like micros. This is the 85X from Beta FPV. Oh, Second Amendment, right, Casey? I agree. It's kind of like the overreaching of the government in a lot of ways. That's a soapbox I don't want to stand on, though. I let other YouTube channels do that, like XJet. I mean, I don't do a lot of rants. Should I do rant videos? So this one's cool. This one has a built-in, I believe, 4K setup on here. It's got an SD card slot for recording. This might be the Tarsier. How do you say that? See the double cameras on there? So 85X with some 4K. That one was super fun. Nah, William, it's fine, dude. Use what you got. If you got fat sharks, use them. Free Sky, there's nothing wrong with that. Speaking of Free Sky, I have something here for you. So Tom says reject adoption. So I've been talking about this story for a while. If you Google it, you might find some articles on it, but someone told me, and I'm not old enough to really know this, but this was a story that somebody told me. 70s or 80s, I think they said the FCC was wanting to make all the truck drivers who had CB radios pay them a yearly, like an annual fee. And you know what all the truck drivers did about that? That's what the truck drivers did. But they do say it's going to affect like home build stuff, and you have to have a remote ID on there. You'll have to buy a module, wire it up, find a place on the quad. Something. Have you seen the size of the remote ID? Like, look at this quad right here. Where's that remote ID going on this quad? I mean, you could probably stick the black box like right here. It's like this big. And I've talked about this before, and it doesn't make any difference to them technically, but if an airplane comes near a drone that I'm flying, they're crashing. They're literally below the tree line, or right on the tree line. There's no freaking way, dude. You know, there's a technical term for that that they use. And you can get it. You can get an exemption for it, but not many people have it. It's kind of like yeah. Would it be cool if you could somehow put a VPN on the remote ID module to make it think it was in like Cambodia? Read your big things. You know, the tech term is really maximize monetization. Um, it's crazy. It's freaking crazy. So speaking of remote ID, let's put something on here that doesn't need remote ID. And this one's cool. You guys should fight over this one. This one's freaking cool. All right, ready? So I want to sell my 300 V2. No remote ID required. Everything in the box. There might be 2 batteries. I tried my hardest to fly a CADX Vista on the bottom of this thing. Would not do it. I tried, but you could do an AIO analog setup and fly FPV on this. Open up the bottom. I wonder what we should do for this one. Let's see. Yeah, it's 2 batteries. These are 2S 320 milliamp. It's got like a little carbon tray down here too. It's pretty sick. That's nice. I didn't even put a price up for the 85X. Let me do that. I got distracted with the remote ID stuff there. $85X 4K. I'm gonna do 180 on that one. Let's see, we're getting quite a list going here. If you want a quad, look down below here. You can send me PayPal to corkiteboarding@yahoo.com. No fees, please. So eSky 300 V2 up for grabs. The Bumblebee. An indestructible naughty, no remote ID aircraft that has special edition motors on there. These are the Zing rounded 6S. And it has a CADX Vista camera on here as well. This is the analog setup. Bird strikes. So this one's going for $150, which is a pretty good deal for that one. My OMP M2, Johnny, I'd entertain that. I have an M2 and I have an M1, so I could entertain both. I really don't need them, but I regret every time I sell an OMP hobby heli, because I'm an old school heli flyer and I freaking love those OMP hobby helis. They're sick. Like really nicely made carbon and CNC'd aluminum. So that comes with a remote, 2 batteries, extra props, everything in one box for the 300 V2. And that's from eSky, same company that makes the a lot of the Horizon Hobby stuff. Their planes. They're also one of the first kind of red flag little mini helis. I forgot what they were called. They sold 1 million of those things. Yeah, all these have my tune on it. So you're getting my my Beta Flight tune on there. So eSky 300 V2 RC heli, and that's ready to fly. You're up to 9 of them. Wow, Jay, bro, you fast and busy with the buying, bro. Let's see. eSky 300 V2. Let's get a good price on that for you. Alright, this is gonna be a smoking deal on this one. I'm gonna do $100 on that heli. I'm gonna do 110 cover the shipping. Don't send me fees, please. Whenever you hit me with fees on PayPal, it cuts into my shipping cost. So I end up paying a lot more. Yeah, Radio Master sent me the Boxer, bro. But I'm waiting to review it. You know, Luis, one of the things that I hate the most in the industry is like this release date drop thing where they try to make us all have an embargo until like a certain date, and then there's like a huge data race. Like everyone tries to post first to be the first poster, and I hate playing into that. I just don't want to be involved with that. So I'll make mine when I get around to it. When I've used it enough. I mean, they do send us stuff pretty in advance, but we have a lot of stuff that we're dealing with, and I guarantee a lot of people haven't used it that much, or even have flown it, but still reviewed it. So I want to use something before I review it. Yeah. I mean, I guarantee a lot of those radios haven't even seen light of day outside, and they were just reviewing them bench talk just to get content out there. I mean, the point of a review is like using it into your brake switches and tell people how it really functions and how it holds up. I'm not saying you should do like a 6 month later review, but you should at least fly it before you review it. Yeah. And there's certain reviewers out there like who will get something in the mail, review it the same day they got it just to try to be first. I'm not going to name names, but some people are like machines. I think that kind of lowers the quality of the review. It's just so boring to me, so. But I think the Boxer looks sweet. So what I think the Boxer's taking a stab at is actually the TBS Mambo. I know it was kind of compared to the QX7 by FreeSky. But I think it looks a lot like the Mambo. And I can't even really compare it to the QX7 because, yeah, Matt does. I can't really compare it to the QX7 because it has much longer range. And so it's more like a poor man's TBS Crossfire. But you can still get a lot of range out of that radio. Like hdlrc is no joke. And the thing is cranking as far as the milliwatt goes. And I like the strap in the back too instead of the metal kickstand, but it's not going to stand up on the bench. It's going to go flat. But for packing it, it makes it nicer. It goes flatter in the box. And that keeps the sticks down instead of up at an angle and sometimes hit whatever you're putting it in. I'd like to see like foldable sticks, like on some of them that pull up and turn to the side. I guess that's expensive to manufacture. Or either screw-off sticks like the DJI FPV controller. You can take the tips off of our gimbal sticks, but you can't. The stick doesn't come off. Yeah, Luis, there's so many different variations of hdlrc out there. Like, I have a million different receivers from a million different companies, and they don't cross-bind to different modules sometimes. You have to have a specific firmware, and then sometimes you need an update. It's just a freaking nightmare on my side. You know, with all that gear that I have, in a way, they're like almost making it harder for new guys to be able to bind up anything. If it gets confusing for me and you, it's safe to say that for the new guys, it's almost impossible. I don't know what I'd done like 8 years ago if I was trying to set up hdlrc. FreeSky was hard enough. There's a learning curve. Yeah, the gimbals on the QX7 were good. So speaking of FreeSky, check this out. I'm going to add FreeSky radio to this mix, okay? Oh. It's taped shut. I get a brand new Tyrannus we're going to sell. Okay, I agree, Luis. You know, sometimes I still go to the field and I think I'm all set up from the house. Like, it worked before I left. And then you get to the field, you put it on the ground, you flip the switch, nothing happens. How many times has that happened to you? Or you take a trip somewhere, and your first flight you crash and break your FPV quad. I was on a 4-day trip with Diego, and I did that with my quad. No, I dropped my Tyrannus and broke my radio on the ground. So then I had to fly a DJI Mavic Pro for the rest of the trip. It's so lame. So people were just talking about this week. How super nice of a radio this is. The X9D series is like legendary. And this is the X9D Plus. Full size module bay, crossfire ready. Big battery in the back. Needs a battery. 2S. And Conrad Ferrati, some of you guys might know him. He was posted on Facebook yesterday about he just updated his X9D and his son's with the new Edge TX on there, and he said it was crazy easy to update. So if you want to put Edge TX on here, that's what I would suggest. It makes it look cheapish. It's plastic, but it's brand new. It actually has all the switches on it, unlike my radios. Mine are missing switches all over the place. I think it looks cool. It reminds me of the X90, or the X7 a little bit. It has some notches here. I usually take the notches out of the, you can hear that. You can loosen up the gimbal. So let's get a price on this one. Okay. Let's see. Gimbal protectors. That's cool. All right. Price on this one. Okay, so this is a plus model. You guys know you like those plus models. Don't lie. Alright, so this was $216. Plus model. Right. Okay. So that one's 216. Let's do. gonna do 140 on that one, and that's just to cover my shipping, because the shipping is like a lot for that big box. It's not like a quad. I can ship a quad for about $10, so I got a little more wiggle room there, but not with this big box. It's gonna be a huge box to ship, so free shipping's tough on that one. All right, guys, our list is growing. Now we have an iFlight quad on the box, on the block. Turbo B 111R 4S. Got some extra props with it. 90-degree USB. Those are nice to have. Some stickers. And the quad itself. And the RDQ strap on there. That's cool. So you can run this on a little 4S 850. It also has 4K on board. It's a Tarsier on board. So this is a 4K Cinedrone. It's a cool little whoop. Little 2-inch props. Got some extra iFlight straps in here as well too. In the box. Some stickers. And some extra hardware. A lot of extra hardware actually. That's nice. The Cinebee 4K with the Tarsier on board. They were doing these 2-up stacks for a while with a 4K in the back, flight controller in the front. It's got separate E4 and 1 ESCs. The manscaping kit. That was funny. Chinese manscaping kit. Bald as a baby. Alright, so that one's the Turbo B 111R. And that one is an analog drone, by the way. Got drones taking over my desk here. So if you want one of these, PayPal me and I'll get it out to you right away. So I don't even know what this one's worth right now, but I'm just gonna put, I'm gonna do a deal on that one with a 4K module DVR on there, 140. That's a smoking deal. So okay, that's the list. We got a pretty big list going. That's cool. Turbo B 117, nice. That's awesome. I liked all that series. That was a good time. Those were fun times in FPV when all that stuff was coming out. There were so many releases back then, though. I was so busy. There was a certain point where I was refusing to accept like boxes of stuff that wasn't built yet. So at a point, we became so busy that we couldn't do anything but bind and fly. We just didn't have time to build anymore. Unless it was something like a Ishin Tyro build or something. But some random company, say like Hobbymate, sent me a box of parts. It wasn't gonna happen. We were too slammed. Even some of the smaller channels, like they had tons of stuff coming in. Oh, your Larva X, nice. Thanks, man. It's a good prices on the deals on this drone sale too. I don't think I'm gonna do another sale until after Christmas because we're getting so close right now. I'm not really worried about making shipping to Christmas on these sales. So no, I'm not going to try to rush stuff out, but I will send it priority. Chances are, though, if you live on the West Coast, you'll probably get it next week. It might make it to you by next Friday, so stuff could still get there by Christmas. But the post office is a freaking madhouse right now. I went the other day and there was a line out the door. I try to go before like the 4 o'clock rush. Around 4 o'clock, everybody seems to go. So I was way up in the front of the line, and I looked behind me, and there was like a line out the door. Yeah, Johnny, stuff was cheaper. Much cheaper. So I'm going to check my email. If you guys want a quad, send to PayPal, corekiteboarding@yahoo.com. We got somebody got the Beta FPV 85X. Cool. The 4K edition. Christian, thank you. I want to make sure, Christian, that your shipping address is the Granite Falls, Washington address. So let me set those two to the side. So this one's gone. Thank you, Christian. 85X could be in the mail. You guys will see my boxer review next week. Okay, so I'm gonna put a quad up now that has the biggest motor setup for a 5-inch I ever had on the channel. I can't believe somebody hasn't got the X-Night 3. Somebody needs to grab that. That thing is sick. Okay, 85X is dropping off the list. And the Emax Hawk is sold. So this may have been one of the fastest quads besides the America that I flew. And even though the motors are so huge, 2507 motors, and they're gold plated. The frame is a beast. It's a Stretch X. It has a CADX 4K DVR on here as well. Man, 4K DVRs back then were hot. It has 5.8 analog on here. I'm pretty sure that's like 800 milliwatt. So this quad, some of the biggest motors I've ever flown on a 5-inch. LAL5 2507s. Like nice anodized gold plating. Like I flew the wheels off this one. This thing was crazy fast. If you want something with a lot of speed, if you're into speed, this is a good one. And for this company, it's kind of a nice strap. It's one of the cloth straps. These were super popular for a bit with a metal buckle. We talked about this a lot. The metal buckle and the cloth strap, super tough. It's not one of the straps that's going to break on you easily. And you can put it on the bottom as well. It's got a little spot down bottom, so if you want to fly top mount or bottom mount, either way. You could put a GoPro up front. It's big enough to carry a GoPro, but you have 4K on board. You see the dual cam here. The LAL. Yeah, this was a pimping quad. For Ishin, this was like the one they built where it just went all out. I couldn't believe it when they released this. I'm like, what? Like, I can't do it justice until I show you like a standard 2207. Okay, so here's the difference. Like, you don't see it until you see it on the screen. So there's a standard 5-inch motor next to this 2507. Look at that. I mean, when I opened this box, I was like, WTF, like seriously, look at this. This is insane. Big ass motors. Look at the difference in the height. Bro. 4K 2507 motors. If you could race with this quad and control it, you'd win. Dude, these things are stonkers. Seriously. See, they don't even look that big until I hold up their regular 2207 next to it. 2507. Yeah, these are bigger than like a 7-inch motor. I'm pretty sure they're like 2450 kV. So, but I feel like I flew this on 6S. Can't remember. Dude, these are definitely 24s. Just 20 twins. Those are fat daddies. Like if somebody built a quad with big wheels in Georgia, it'd be this one. Like 64s. Got some 64s. Put some D's on it. Some truck rims. I was driving down I-95 and I was in the fast lane hauling ass. I come up on this car in a slow lane. And this dude had like, I swear he had 64s. And the whole car was wrapped in like a giant, it was Yoo-hoo chocolate milk. The whole car said Yoo-hoo on it. Put some D's on it. You should play that song. I was playing that on a trip down to Key West one year. We were going kite surfing, and it was a truckload of dudes, and I kept playing that song. One of my little redneck friends kept getting mad because he hated hip hop. So we had the oldest guy in the truck laughing about put some D's on it. My little Republican redneck friend was not impressed. Put some D's on it. 3 bladed props on your CX-20. I don't know. Yeah, Luis, Yoo-hoo. That's straight ghetto right there. That's ghetto. If I had a car like that, I want a Jungle Juice wrap on mine. I want the whole car in Jungle Juice. And then have like a whole back seat of Jungle Juice driving around. You guys remember that stuff? It came in a carton. Growing up in my early 20s, I spent a lot of time in the hood. I was the white boy in the hood. mainly because I couldn't afford to live on a nice street. Poor college kid. So I made friends with the gangsters. I lived in Brooklyn for a while, and it was funny. My neighbors, I lived on Biggie's block, and this is a crazy story. I walked up, like first couple days I was coming home from work. I was working in Manhattan at Showtime Networks. I'm a video editor since I graduated from college, but I came home from work one day, and these dudes were sitting on the stoop. I say dudes, like 6 black dudes. I'm not even allowed to say what race they are these days because people get all weird. But they're black dudes. So I come walking up. I'm dressed in like a white shirt and a tie, like a black tie. I look like I was working for Microsoft or something. And the guys at Showtime told me not to wear that the next day, which is great. I went back the next day in a t-shirt because we're a creative floor. So woke up and these dudes are like, what's going on? And super friendly, super nice. In a way, it seemed like they wanted me to chill with them, just hang out, sit on the stoop. And I'm not really like, I didn't know much about New York culture or hanging out on the stoop. I didn't really know that was a thing, so I'm from the South. So I just went inside as quickly as I could, right? And next day I came home from work. They were all sitting out there and said, hey man, stop, talk to us for a second, you know, chill out for a sec. And so I did, and these dudes was like, you ain't scared of us, are you? I was like, nah. Like, yeah, you are. I was like, I mean, there's a lot of you, and it's just me. And they were like, you don't have to worry about us, man. We ain't gonna mess with you. He says, the dudes on the next block over that don't know you, they gonna rob you. So as long as you're on this block, you with us. That's kind of like hood code. I had to learn quick. Learn quick when you're a southern boy in New York. I was coming home from Manhattan one night. This dude pulled up in the middle of the street. I was about a block from my house. And he was like, hey man, come here. Dude was still in his car. He didn't want to get out of his car to rob me. I was like, all right, yeah. And I like started walking like toward the edge of this building. I took off running once I got around the corner. And I heard him squeal out. And he was chasing me. And like about halfway down the block, ran up the stoop, flew in through the front door. And he like drove by super quick. I thought he was going to shoot, but he didn't. But he was chasing me. But this white boy can run. Yeah, I DJ'd at a reggae club in Manhattan. And my best friend was a light-skinned black dude about a block away from where I lived at a record store called Culture Lion. And Culture Lion was like all reggae, and it was like old school Rastas. Like some of them didn't like me because I was white. Straight up. Like they didn't like me. But I mean, younger crew, like we all just kind of hung out together. Like me and my friend Steve DJ'd at this club in Manhattan. And it was like a back room of like a sushi joint. So it was like, it's Japanese dudes own this building, but like they ran this like reggae dance hall place in the back. It was all low lighting. It was like people smoking in the back room, just before weed was legal. But it was a cool joint. Steve used to get all the like latest singles from Jamaica, so we had a lot of 45s and stuff. Yeah, I was a DJ for about 12 years. Hip hop, reggae, dancehall, jungle, house music. But I was a resident at a 3-story club for 4 years. That was fun. But when I got home to Brooklyn, I always felt like I was back home. Like, Brooklyn was cool. It was a different vibe than Manhattan. Manhattan was kind of like touristy and Maseratis, Bentleys, Trump, that kind of vibe. Brooklyn was like dreadies and like culture. I like that. I like my dready dudes. And I love my neighbors. I love my neighbors no matter what color they were. The ET5. I have to look that. I think I still do. There was a white custom frame too that I had. I had two of them. I might have got rid of one of them. But I think I still have the other one. I think I was sitting on it. Possibly. So those guys hanging out on the front porch. Anybody want to take a guess at who those 5-6 dudes were? They were famous. And I didn't know it. Yeah, Raga Jungle, bro. DJ Aphrodite. If you want to hear some sick jungle, look up DJ Aphrodite. Oh, born in Greensboro. That's cool. North Carolina. NC Strong. So the 6 dudes sitting on the front porch that day came to find out. They told me that they were Junior Mafia. And they were. I don't know if you guys know who Junior Mafia is, but Junior Mafia is the Biggie Smalls group. And that was back in 1998. So that was like, you know, a handful of years after Biggie died and passed away. There was a grocery store on the corner, and I lived on St. James Place. Oh, Schwangel's really good. I've seen them live. Man, I wish I would have met Wu-Tang. So Biggie's dudes sat on the stoop every day, and they talked about Biggie and told stories. And come to find out, I looked it up a while back. About a year ago now, I looked up my old apartment, and that same building that I lived in, that's why Junior Mafia hung out front, because that was Biggie's building. And upstairs on the second floor was my apartment, and that was up for rent. And that apartment now rents for like $2,000 a night. That's Biggie's apartment. That was his mom's apartment that we rented. How in the hell? I mean, it was $1,200 a month for me and my roommate Melissa at the time. But we lived in Biggie's apartment that he grew up in. I had no idea. And I was playing those tapes every day. And Funkmaster Flex, Rakim, Brand Nubian, like all that stuff. Yeah, Bill, I hear you. I got beat up by a gang. But I got 2 out of 3. I got jumped by 3 dudes. You find out who you are when you get jumped by more than one guy. Unfortunately. But that's another story. That was not fun. Master Flex, bro. I used to love those mixtapes. New York was hot back then. The radio, oh my god, Hot 97. Hot 97 was the shit. Hot 97 was good. Ghetto Superstar. My roommate Melissa, she was my ex-girlfriend. She passed away now. She has some mental illness in her 30s. She drank a lot, and she's not with us anymore. She is a beautiful girl, Queen of the South. But nobody beats Mrs. Camps. But Melissa was a sweetheart. She loved Biggie and Ghetto Superstar. Every time I hear that song, I think of Melissa. Can't save anybody. Just give them like words of comfort. Yeah, Bill. There's no way to avoid it sometimes. But I thought I was pretty invincible until those dudes jumped me. They like straight up man style kick my ass. Like, a lot of people think they're really cool until they really get their ass beat. Once you really get your ass beat, then you realize, like, not as cool as I thought I was. This dude's just kicked my ass. Bryson Gray. That's cool. I saw Jay-Z released a new single with Nas and somebody else. It's really good. It sounds like 90s hip hop. It doesn't sound like all this crap that's on Spotify right now. Like, I don't even feel cool driving down the street playing like new hip hop. I feel like a jerk playing that stuff. Maybe because I'm old school now. I'm an old school player. Outkast. Oh, that was a long time ago. That was back when they were hanging out with 3-6 Mafia in Georgia. I was in Georgia when they were first coming up. So I went from Georgia, Savannah, to New York City. Sad robots, dude. Totally. Studio beats. They're definitely not like Timbaland beats. Who was the guy? JD. Dude, them old school hip hop dudes. Those dudes are huge. None of those guys look like this new guy's like 6'9". That dude's running around like he's hard. You stand next to somebody, and I did a concert with you guys know Common. Yeah, I went to Scadbury. So I did a concert put on by a production company called Soul Kitchen. And my DJ name was Stream, DJ Stream. This is like made up basically from streaming music on the internet, like in the early, like the mid 90s. So Stream was kind of like data to me. And I was kind of a techno kid too. So jungle and all that stuff. Kind of nature was kind of the idea of the name too. But Common was a big ass dude. Like there was some big dudes. Biggie, Common. I was a shrimp next to those dudes. The night of the Common show, we were standing there talking, and Common was standing right in front of me, and this dude, I mean, he had a lot of mixed crowd in Georgia, and he was like the nicest guy you ever meet, right? And this kind of country boy was standing in front of him, and he was like talking trash, and dude made a fatal mistake dropping the N-word, and you know what happened after that? Common kicked his ass. He put a hurting on that guy. Dude, there's so much about a lot of those guys nobody knows about. I mean, they're just all like everybody else. Just coming up. Some of them got lucky. Some of them never made it. And one of my hip hop heroes is Jeru the Damaja. He never really made it big, but to me, he was just as big as Wu-Tang. He was like he was like Wu-Tang before Wu-Tang. And I liked him a lot before I got to New York, and I had his tape or whatever. I was always playing it in my little Geostorm car. I had like a hatchback one, no black one, black tinted windows, with a freaking Georgia license plate on it in New York. I was like a moving target. So I would play Drew's tapes driving around. One morning on the way to work, I see my friend on the street. She's like 18-year-old black girl, super pretty. And she's like, hey, she like flagged me down. I was on the way to the D train. And she says, hey, why don't you meet my friend? I'm like, yeah, what's his name? She said, Drew. And I was like, the Damaja? And she was like, yeah, this is my guy. That's crazy. So I got to meet him for like 5 minutes. Super friendly. Seemed really smart. When we parted ways, I never saw him again. And about a block away, there was the Ethiopian restaurant. And apparently, Erykah Badu used to come in there and eat all the time. I forgot the name of that restaurant, but shit, that was Erykah Badu. There was Mike Tyson used to come into the reggae shop. We came up to the record store one day, and me and Steve were hanging out, and this beautiful girl came in. She had these flyers, and she said, Mike's outside in his car, but he wanted me to give you guys some flyers. He's trying to start up a record label. And my immediate thought was, oh my God, can you imagine having Mike Tyson as your boss? Even back in the 90s, I was like, oh, F no. I wouldn't want him as my boss. He was doing open mic night, searching for hip hop talent. Yeah. Erykah Badu is awesome. I love her. But my best friend lived over in Bed-Stuy. And so sometimes I had to go to his house, but I never went like by myself to Bed-Stuy. Now I hear Brooklyn's super like hipster and a bunch of white people. They used to have some badass block parties though on Fulton Street. Fulton was crazy. New York was so crazy in the 90s. I was waiting for the ATM one day, and this dude behind me, I had been standing there for like 5 minutes, and this dude grabbed me and literally like picked me up and threw me out of the way. When I looked at him, he was like, I was next, fool. I was like, yeah, you were. You were next. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I was next, fool. You gonna argue with that? Click, clack. Yeah, YouTube's opened up a lot for a lot of music that's good, that it gets them found way earlier. Is GEP-RC in the list? Let's add that to the list. The GEP-RC. What was this one called? I forgot. This was Dolphin. 4-inch. 4-inch ripper. 4-inch. Modest Yahoo, let's go. My Jewish friend. I used to love minus Yahoo. If you want something, buy it on the PayPal. 4-inch analog. I'm gonna do a sick deal on that one too. 150. 150. Okay, let me check my email. All right, so and I know no one's going to be scrubbing through the stream and be able to find this now because we've been streaming for 2 hours. But if you want something, it's on the screen right here, right here. So whatever's here at the end of this video is what's going to still be up for grabs. Yeah, Barry. Nowadays is different than back then, and I was always paranoid that somebody was going to rob me or, you know, kick my ass back in the 90s. So we were always kind of like, you never know who you were talking to. So you had to be careful. I was standing next to this dude one night, and this one dude gave this other dude lip. And the guy he gave lip to didn't even look at him, but just like punched him so hard to the side without even looking at him, just knocked my man straight on the floor. And kept drinking his beer. Everybody standing around was like, what just happened? That dude's on the floor. You just got knocked out. Even if that guy was strapped, he didn't have time to do nothing except lay on the floor. That's how fast it can happen. I always feel like people nowadays are spoiled. No, Barry, you were born in 70. That's cool. Don't wear blue and gray or red and black. Oh, I never wore red and black. Not in Brooklyn. Man, I saw a video the other day with some old school dudes somewhere in California. California's all different hood culture to me because I'm from the East Coast. But there's like this weird like hierarchy where these old school dudes like call the shots. And I don't know if they were just talking for the camera, but they were like, you know, no one does anything around here without me saying, because I'm the OG. There's something to OG in California. So, but it was weird because there was a hood and a Crip. They were hanging out together on the same block. They were actually standing right next to each other. And the guy interviewed him. He interviews like a white dude who interviews people in like really dangerous parts of the world. He was like, "You guys just chill together here? You don't have beef with each other?" He's like, "No, not until we, you know, have beef. But no, I'm cool with him. That's what gives me a reason to have beef with him." But people think I'm from California all the time on the channel. I don't know why. Maybe it's the hats. So when I lived in Georgia, they wouldn't let you in certain clubs with your hat backwards. They said, "Nah, turn your cap around. You can't come in here with your cap backwards. That incites fights and gang stuff." What? That's ridiculous. I'd straight up tell them in the face. I'd be like, "That's racism. That's racist." Trying to keep like, they were like, "No b-boying in our club." I'm like, "Well, this is a club I don't want to come to. I'm getting the hell out of here." And unfortunately, the color of your skin sometimes dictates whether you get into those clubs. I don't think it's like that in New York City, but New York City is more like how you dress and what you look like. All right, Luis, take care, bro. It's too cold here, Luis. That's why I'm live streaming today. Have a good one, bro. Keep the ice off your car. It's freaking cold, man. I'm all for equality, man. I am all for equality. Because I had to learn the hard way, man. I came from a small town. I went to Raleigh, North Carolina, to a bigger school. I learned a lot about it there. And with racism, like I totally believe that you have to unlearn what you learned when you were a kid from wherever you were raised at. So I mean, I had an old grandfather when I was growing up that he would say the N-word, but he was like the nicest dude that you'd ever meet. Like, he was a legend in our area. He was 85 years old. But we didn't really have blacks where I grew up out on the coast. I think there might have been maybe one black family. But I don't know. Raleighwood. Yeah, I grew up in Glenwood. No, off of Glenwood. Brookhaven, it was called. Neighborhood. My grandfather was a doctor, so I was lucky enough to live in a nice neighborhood. High school. Before I went to SCAD. But back then, I remember in Raleigh, we were into everything. We'd go to reggae shows, the amateurs. We went to like indie circuit stuff and concerts. And then when I went to Savannah, it was like some dude playing guitar on the river. It was like no music scene. Yeah, those were good times. So Savannah was a different vibe. You had like clubs and techno kind of sprung up. But yeah, I like all music. I even like country. You got long hair? I wish I had some hair. I just have to shave my head. I wear a hat so I don't look like a skinhead. A whoop with 4S. Damn, bro, where you from? Coming in here with that 4S whoop talk. Yo, peace out, Bill. Respect and appreciation. Yeah. I used to have long hair in high school. When I was in Raleigh, we started going to this punk club called Fallout Shelter. And it was the kind of place where, again, like, if you went there and you were kind of stupid, you get beat up. Or you talked to the wrong people. It was the 90s. Early 90s. It was like 1991. So that was like literally hate bands playing back in those days. And we didn't know what show we were going to. We just go out on a Friday night. It was all ages. So you pay $3 or $5 and get in. All of a sudden you walk into a bunch of skinhead show. Like, the music always sucked. The skin music always sucked. But the show was fun, watching everybody like stage dive and kick the crap out of each other. I was too little to get in the middle of that shit. Plus I had long hair, like Bill. There was some hippie got in a fight outside the club one night, and this dude said long hair, getting his ass kicked outside. Oh shit. You want to see the Sector 5? Alright. Here it is. Synthwave. That's cool. Sector 5. Analog 150. 150 shipped, bro. Full carbon. Replaceable arms. XT30, so you can fly a lighter battery on here. You can fly a 850 milliamp. This thing will hop. You can fly 6S on this. So you can get the smaller 6S batteries now. You can get some 6S 850s, and you'll still get 5 minutes flight time. Jerry Garcia 21 times. Barry, we gotta be friends, bro. See, I grew up with all the rock and hip hop and all that crap, but I think my favorite music still is Grateful Dead. I just don't have the long hair. I saw the Dead in 1993 at the Dean Dome. That's how cool my grandma was. She took me to that show. She like sat there and knitted while me and my friends like jammed out. She was cool. She's seen all the generations come and go, so she was cool with whatever. I remember one time I was on the way home with her in the car, just me and her. I always had my tapes, and I wanted to play my music, so I put in this tape. I said, "Grandma, this is a band called the Ramones. Do you mind if I play this?" She was like, "Sure." So we played the whole tape, front and back, Ramones, with my grandma in the car. But Ramones is kind of catchy. Come on. I mean, she liked John Denver and like church music. She would record the choir, listen to the choir back. She was in the choir. But she was cool, the Ramones. If you were at that Dean Dome show, I was there. That was a lifetime ago. Alright, so I always get this. Why is this backwards? Right here? This is what's still up for grabs. X-Night, Comet 5. And nothing's over $200 except for the X-Night. But that's an HD, and it's a kind of a custom, super sick Racer X quad. So this one's kind of a special animal with CADX Vista on here. That's the only DJI quad in the lineup. The rest of them are analog. And then one RC ready to fly helicopter. Hold up one sec. Do I shake after flying 3 packs? No. I can stand on top of a picnic table or on top of a car with FPV goggles on and freestyle. When I first started, I would just about fall out of a chair. Like PlayStation, like leaning. And depending on how fast the quad is, I still find myself leaning like I'm gonna fall over. Just recently, I had the 2S beta FPV quad. I was doing some leaning on that flying. That thing's fast in the backyard. I'm not allowed to really admit that I like fish, but I used to do graphic design for Bonnaroo. And if you've ever been to Bonnaroo, you probably bought one of my t-shirts. Terry bought a Bonnaroo t-shirt. I did that for about 8 years. So I did, before the whole YouTube thing, I did music industry, graphics, and merchandise. So websites, merchandise, and stuff like that, and then like video stuff for kiteboarding companies. And then started filming with drones, like kiteboarding and surfing. That's how we first started building rigs. Those DJI flame wheel kits back in 2013. My first build was a flame wheel 550. Had 6 motors. Those kits are badass. I still have that Hexa. So yes, I do have a Hexa, but I'm not selling that. It has custom Atlanta hobby motors on there. I think it's a 4S rig. I always called it the flying pizza. It's kind of hard to tell which freaking way that thing's facing. Oh, the third Bonnaroo. Nice. Bonnaroo was sick. The first year I went GA, which was out in the field with 700,000 people. And I don't know if you've ever been to a music festival before, but the campground gets super weird around 3 to 4 in the morning. There's like people walking around on drugs, screaming weird things. Like our neighbor was like screaming like mathematical equations at like 4 in the morning. What is going on? Yeah, it gets super weird. So the next years I came VIP, and I got to stay in the VIP campground with my trailer, so that was completely different. I went to be locked up in a trailer because I heard a lot of stories about like people getting sexually assaulted and stuff in the campgrounds because some rando just shows up in your tent on drugs. Thought it was his tent. Yeah, it's all good. The quads are up there for sale. And that list will stay the same until somebody pops one. I'll update it next week. And some of these will be up for later. If you wanted to ask about it later, or you wanted to get it next week, it'll still be there. You can email me on the website. My email is dronecamps@gmail.com. If you want to ask any questions, let's see. Okay. So questions, dronecamps@gmail. Or if you want to buy a quad and whatnot. If you share the stream, that'd be great. They can hear some crazy New York stories. I got a lot of them. And tell you the crazy ones. My secretary in Georgia, she was like, you should write a book. Yeah, crazy stories. Bluegrass, nice. I'm a big bluegrass fan. I saw Doc Watson. He's kind of a picker, but he's a legend. I was sad when he passed away. North Carolina legend, Doc Watson. 0 festivals, Johnny? You gotta get to one, man. You probably get the flu after, though. Everybody gets something called the Bonaflu. I'm waiting for the sound of me coming back. Maddie, no problem, dude. It's right here. And the list stays the same. If anything changes, just email me, ask me if something's available, and I'll let you know. I usually respond within about 10 hours. Or by the end of the day or the beginning of the next day. Let's see. I do have a Flywheel Explorer L4 with GPS. So make me an offer. I think it's Crossfire, yeah. I don't know what's up with Flywheel lately. Like, I'll message William, he's the contact there. And dude doesn't message back. I don't know if I pissed him off. They sent me something a while back that didn't work, though. It ended up in a pile of parts. I think they got mad at me. Like, the companies sometimes get mad for some reason. They think, like, you can make a pile of trash work, but if you get something bad, I spent too much time on it, so I had to just... You gotta send me a quad that works. But I like Flywheel. Having some Starbucks today. In my badass Pin Yeti mug. You guys know what Pin is? I'm from the coast. So if you know what Pin is, you're probably from somewhere near saltwater. I need to grab some food. I gotta pick my daughter up from school at 3. It's 1:25 here right now. So should we add another quad to this equation? Alright, so how about some 6-inch? Who wants 6-inch? Now this is gonna be a deal. I might have to take the arms off this thing to actually strip it. So it's got a CADX camera on here. Analog VTX. And it has GPS on here. So this one was built by me. Needs a receiver. F4 flight controller. And it's a CADX snail camera. And it is the Tyro 6-inch version. This one flew great for me. It has 2407, 1850 kV motor. So this is a 6S quad. 6S, 6-inch. It's a Tyro 6-inch series analog. And it has, this is a cloned TBS antenna. So this is back when they were cloning TBS. I like it. No kidding. You built a guitar for Doc. That's cool. Doc Watson was blind, but he was one of the best guitar players ever from North Carolina, and really in folk history. People like Bob Dylan looked up to Doc Watson. Pete Seeger, a lot of these guys that are super famous, they all looked up to Doc Watson. He was like the godfather of folk. A cheap remote controller. Yeah. FR Sky, Free Sky Tyrannus X9D, $140 shipped, full size, ready for crossfire. It'll do access and AS, CT or whatever. So we're gonna do Yushin Tyro, 6-inch with GPS. I'm gonna make a good deal now, and so 140 built and shipped. Man, I love David Gershman. I almost got some tickets to see David Gershman a couple years ago, right here in Portland. He was playing at, I think, the Rose Theater, New Year's Eve tickets. And I've never seen David Gershman, but I was going to take my girlfriend at the time to see him. She never heard of him, but she would have loved that. She's a big like Beatles fan and stuff. So David Gershman, mandolin, take her to see the dog. Grateful Dog is also one of my favorite albums of all time. I drove a lot of miles in Georgia in the mountains, like camping and hiking and stuff with that. So I moved back to Georgia after being in New York, and it was kind of nice, man. I didn't like New York because it was just too crazy, and I wanted to be in nature and in the mountains and the ocean and be hiking and just surfing and connecting with like what was natural. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm from a remote area, Cape Hatteras, and I spent a ton of time driving up to North Georgia. It's some of the most beautiful parts of the country right there. And that was kind of my soundtrack, like Fish, folk, Dylan, Yonder Mountain, Dave Matthews, live stuff with Tim Reynolds, Fish, Sublime, all the good stuff. But Barry, to let you know, I did have, like, I was telling somebody the other day, I had a dedicated CD case, one CD case that was dedicated to Fish CDs. So that's how much of a Fish fan I was. And then I have a Dave CD case. And then I had a Grateful Dead CD case. But I usually had like 6 CD cases in my SUV. One was like reggae, the other for punk, other for hip hop. Yeah, it was up in that North Georgia region where like you could go up to the top of this one mountain and you could see like 6 states from up top. You could see like Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, Florida, something else. Maybe 4 states, I don't know. See a lot of states. So one other quad I was thinking about adding to the sale that I'm kind of reluctant to sell. I'd have to have the right offer on this one. This is a super durable TBS Team Black Sheep Oblivion. And this one has special edition luminaire motors on it. So I built this one with my best stuff. It's got a Lollipop 3 antenna from iFlight. It's got 5150 props. You can see they're super skinny. It's got the capacitor at the back, and it's all custom build. I don't know what I would sell this one for. This is one of those like indestructible quads. I don't think anybody ever broke these. But this one was up on my original Drone Camp's shop wall, above every single video. I think Trappy sent me this one back years ago. Just the frame. And Get FPV was sending a lot of stuff at the time. Luminaire. It's got a run cam on here. It's like a run cam micro. But I don't know what I'd do for a price on that one. You have to make me an offer on that one. It's all purple and blinged out. You can see the anodized, super tasty looking motors. Really nice. Kind of motor protectors on the outside there. They sit up kind of high around the motors. Oh, that's awesome. You're a taper. Yeah, Barry, whatever show you were going to, man, I would just hop in the back so you can go with y'all. Alright. We'd have like one friend who'd be like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to a fish show on the 18th, so if you guys have tickets, hop in the van or hop in the RV, whatever. Trains, planes, automobiles, like just whatever you do to get to the fish show. Walk. I know some people did. So I'm gonna add this drone to this list. Same thing with Bonnaroo. You see people like walking down the highway to get to Bonnaroo. So I'm pretty sure that's a 6S TBS Oblivion 5-inch up for grabs. Oh man, the list is getting pretty long. So you can make this full screen, check out that list. Make an offer on the TBS 5-inch Oblivion. Yeah, Barry, just put on a CD. It's cheaper. I tried to go to see Dead and Company in Bend a couple summers ago when John Mayer was playing with them. And they wanted like $400 for one ticket. I was like, I think John Mayer was good with them too. He was natural with the Dead. It's not as good as Jerry, but he's good. West Drain. Robert, I'm still under the weather, dude. I'm getting over whatever my kids gave me. I think they had everything. They had the triple demic. They got sick like 3 weeks. My son got pneumonia, actually. So he had to be on some super strong antibiotics, like 9 pills a day. He's 7. You're over the dead. I left for a while? Where'd I go? I haven't left my YouTube channel. Gelato cake. Damn, I'm coming over. That's awesome. Oh, it was a short break, Robert. I had to check on my son. I got a little movie set up for him today. He's out of school today. He's watching like a Disney movie or something. I try not to let him do too much rando YouTube. It pollutes his mind. So check this out. I want to show you guys something real quick. All right. This is personal. This is for you guys. Trip. All right, so this is cool. Yeah, the Bumblebee's still up. Okay, check this out. So, most of you guys know that family is super important to me. But I love this Christmas card. This is a Christmas card that we sent out to all of our family. So you guys get to see it. You ready? This is our pack. So when you buy something, you know, I'm playing on the world's smallest violin, but this is who you're supporting. I'll try to show you here. This is our family unit. I get that up in there. This is our little people. So there's Happy Dog in the middle. There's the two boys, two girls. All underage. Underage 10. It's our little people. So yeah. And then Mrs. Camps. Sweetheart. Where'd she go? Here she is. She's the best. Peace and love. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. I love the card. We had the first time in many years I've had like a professional photographer, and for my birthday she hired this photographer to do family photos, because to me that means everything. Like, it's the best gift she could give me. Like, family photos. She like arrows straight through my heart. Right there, Cupid's arrow. The PayPal account, the email is down at the bottom right here in this link. Well, it's not a link, but you can see it on the screen. corkhighporting@yahoo.com. Just do no fees, Delta. Please. No fees, please. Thanks, Barry. See my little boy. He's right there. With the red shirt, the red sweater there. He's got hair like Dad did back in high school. I did like Kurt Cobain hair. Delta, what are you thinking about getting? I gotta get some lunch. Got something new coming from Axis Flying, by the way. That's why I'm wearing my t-shirt today. There's going to be a sick review coming up next week. I'm excited about this one. It's something you guys haven't seen yet. I don't think anyone else got this quad. Oh, that's cool, Barry. You're a good dude. My dad's in a nursing home in Florida. Robert, I do have the L4. Just make an offer. I want to say it's an analog with GPS, ready to go. TBS Crossfire. Man, I got this sore throat. They're just sticking around for like 3-4 days now. Sucks. My nose is all... Oh, that's cool, Johnny. I don't know why Jumper didn't send me that one. They sent them to the most random people. Jumper's mad at me because I do Radio Master reviews or something. I don't know what's going on with them. I feel like I'm one of the reviewers that helped Jumper get popular. There's this weird thing in China about like brand loyalty. But how can you be loyal to one brand when you're supposed to review all the stuff? You know what I mean? I guess it just depends on the business. But I love VTOLs. I'm all about them. It's like one of my favorite things. FPV airplane. But for me, where I live with mountains, it's really hard to land like a wing on the side of a mountain because you hit rocks and I bust out my camera sometimes. So no matter how slow you get it going for landing, you can still punch and break the camera. The VTOL is nice because you come back and come straight back down and land it. On the Bumblebee V3, it's not the Vista one. It's analog. That's why it's $150. I wouldn't sell the DJI one for $150. I would sell that for, if it was DJI, probably $230. I do have one that's a DJI one. If you want me to write it down, if you send PayPal for it, $230. I'll get you the one with the air unit. I have one at my house. So I'll just write that on the sheet here. If anybody wants that, the Bumblebee V3 6S. $230 with DJI air unit. TBS Crossfire also. I don't know, Robert. What's retail on that one? You see his retail anywhere? Yeah, Lava Rocks, man. Dude. They're FPV camera eaters. Out in Eastern Oregon, they're everywhere. They're peppered all over the ground. We try to put down like a landing mat. This one place we were flying in this canyon, And this cliff we were on was literally covered in lava rocks sticking up like 2, 3, up to like 1 foot tall. We just laid this huge canvas down, and the canvas is only like 10 feet long. So to land an FPV wing on a 10 foot of canvas was like, you ended up missing it every freaking time. Ended up in the rocks. It's a hard landing. Now VTOL jumper. Man. My dream is to have composite VTOL. One of the nice ones, like the aerial mapping looking ones, where I can run like a 6S 10,000. Yeah, I think it's the V2, yeah. Robert, I would do 190 on that one. Just to cover my shipping a little bit. Still get a deal. I'm just going to write that down, that it's available. That's a pretty good deal. Oh, nice, Barry. Nice if you have an 03 right now. I want to build a 03 Whoop. I saw someone did one recently. It looks nice. Daddy want everything. Okay, so I got the Bumblebee V3 6S air unit 230. And also the Flywheel Explorer LR4 190 with GPS and crossfire. And that's analog. We got the Bumblebee V3 with air unit. And I got that one at 230. Crossfire air unit. All the bells and whistles on that Bumblebee. Let's see. This is getting hard to see. I'm going to have to put an outline around it. Let's see. Okay. No, that's not going to work. I'm just going to have to move. Make it bigger so you guys can see it. Sweep. Sweep. Sweep, 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 sweep. A little up. There we go. Man, the list is huge now. Alright, it's making my fan kick on. All this moving around on the screen. Okay, so if you want to email me any questions, you can do it at dronecamps@gmail.com. It's fun chilling with you guys. Hopefully you're having a good Friday. dronecamps@gmail.com. Alright. Okay. So That's a pretty good list. Yeah, the Dolphin 4 is good. That was a fast quad. If you want a crazy freestyle quad to learn freestyle with, get away with a lot of stuff with that quad. By get away, I mean like it's so light when you crash it, you don't break a lot of stuff. It's not like a super heavy like Bando quad. We're going to do some cool builds coming up too. We have some build videos coming. I got a bunch of new F7 flight controllers and some motors sitting here. But if you guys want to see something certain on the channel, post in the community tab. You can go to the camp's YouTube channel and check out the community tab. And there we do like try to do daily posts and updates there. You're welcome, Barry. This is what I do daily. Coffee, quads, stream, upload, edit, answer emails. A lot of times I'm still working 11, 12 o'clock at night. I'm still sending emails back and forth. Sometimes you'll get an email back from me 10 o'clock at night. But that's how it is nowadays, if you want to survive. What's up, Josh? Welcome to the stream. We're doing our Christmas sale. Christmas sale number 2, probably the last Christmas sale live stream this year. I doubt I'll do another one until after Christmas. But who knows? So anything that's on here at the end of the stream is likely still up for grabs. You can PayPal me at the email address down below. No fees, please. Or pay for the fees. And you can still get it by Christmas. At this point. I appreciate that. The Patreon would really like help me set me straight next year. I'd like to get that up to like 1,000 a month. I think we're only at like 200 something right now. So for the amount of media and videos that we make, that's way under like Bot Grinder, some of the other folks. People get pissed when sometimes I mention Patreon, but you need to do it as a content creator if you're full-time. I know it's kind of annoying to some people, but we need it super bad. Johnny, bro. Thank you, Johnny. That's crazy. You didn't have to do that, Johnny. When I got like my my most seen and like most, I feel like Johnny should get like a participation award. There's like a handful of dudes who like I see regularly, and I always read the comments, and I appreciate that. So I always like to read your comments, Johnny. Johnny has a lot of knowledge about FPV and RC. Whenever he makes a comment on a review, he has a good stance and a good angle and stuff, because he knows what he's talking about. A lot of years of experience there. He also flies airplanes, FPV airplanes. Flies and crashes like me. Appreciate that, Johnny. Man, when I watch one of Bardwell's streams, I'm always amazed at like the amount of tips he gets. I'm like, oh, dude, if I made that amount of tips, like, Robert, thank you, bro. Like, I've seen someone drop like a $50 tip on his live streams, And don't get me wrong, like, he has some seriously amazing, helpful information. He really does. But man, I wish I got that kind of tips. Got my little wrestler dude pops up whenever it's a tip. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Fly crash, repair, repeat. Alright guys, classic quad shop. There it is. Right there. That's the list for today. Anything that you think of or you want me to add to the list, just email me, ask me if I have it, and I'll give you a price on it. Or if there's something you want, or something you saw reviewed recently, you can always ask, and I can give you a price. Unless I'm like sitting on it. Thank you, Barry. That was crazy, bro. You didn't need to do that, but thank you. Thank you. You guys just bought us lunch at Wendy's. But I'm not a snob to Wendy's. Back east we had Hardee's. Out here it's called Carl's Jr. I guess Carl's maybe his, maybe the owner's son or something. I don't know. I don't know the story on that one. You're welcome, Barry. All right, Johnny. Take care, bro. So if there's anything you want to see, you want to add to this list, you want to grab, all this stuff's a good deal. Most of the stuff on this list is not over $200, with the exception of the HD stuff. That's always going to be in the $200 to $250 range. Most of the retail on those quads are $350 to $400. So it's a really good deal, what you see on the screen. And I don't beat up my stuff like I used to. I used to really hit stuff hard. I don't crash as much anymore. For sure. I got the hippie shake. They call me a hippie in my hometown. Even though I look like this on the YouTube channel. It's because I went to Bonnaroo for so many years. But I love music. Alright, my guys. I'm about to call this one because I've been streaming now for about 3 hours. Someone asked if I could go for 5 today so they could catch it, but man, I can't do 5. I don't think I have that kind of stamina. Friends of mine who aren't YouTubers, when they guest on the channel, they have a hard time lasting past like an hour. But as long as I have a lot of coffee. And Penn, by the way, it's a fishing reel company. They make really sick reels for saltwater fishing. I think they do some freshwater fishing. But they used to be the big deal. They make these like gold colored reels. When I was a kid, if you had a Penn reel, you were a happy kid. You had like the best reel. Or Abu Garcia. All the topics on the channel today, guys. All right, guys. I appreciate all you guys. And check out the next video. Probably coming up on Monday. Might do some stuff over the weekend. I'm not sure. Danny Barnes. I love new music, man. Thank you, Barry. I will check him out. Man, I love banjo. Bonnaroo. Heck yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to go try to recover from this cold, and I will see you guys on the next one. Appreciate you guys. Rewind this one back if you want to hear some crazy New York hood stories. Junior Mafia, Biggie Smalls. My claim to fame. Alright, guys. Take care. I'm going to end this one now, but peace. Peace out on the channel. I'll see you on the next one.